Three, two, one. Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to Ramble number 6, I think. Today I'm here with Freckled Dad, aka Freckled Kid, aka Freck. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Pretty good, other than the fact that we couldn't get his webcam working on OBS, unfortunately. We'll try and figure that out for the next podcast. That would be ideal, I think. But today we have a couple questions from audience members. Not many people responded. It was a little short notice. I only posted it yesterday, to be fair. So, but what is the first question from Soul Society? He asks, how do you balance playing OSRS as much as you do and daily life? Also, are you able to play while at work? I already answered this kind of in the last video. I kind of just said that I don't really balance anything because I don't really play that much OSRS. So I kind of just play in my free time. What about you, Freck?
Yeah, definitely not the same way, by any means. I work from home, so I kind of get the ability to at least do something on the side of work. So that really is the only reason I'm kind of where I am already and can kind of compete on the leaderboards because I've got a lot of time that I can play, but at the same point, I also spend a lot of time with family and friends. So yeah, just play whenever I can and don't sleep as much.
Do you really sacrifice sleep sometimes?
Yeah.
Wow, it's dedication.
Yeah.
That has not been me these days, but what was I gonna say? Also, yeah, I think it's a lot of just kind of doing whatever. Oh, somebody's trying to talk to me in RuneScape. Public off. It's a lot of just kind of going with whatever obligations come up. I feel like it's not like, oh, I have this set schedule of how I'm going to play RuneScape this week. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. And even with like balancing it with work, like if something comes up that needs my attention like heavily at work, then you just go do something that takes no attention to do in game and you go finish what you gotta do.
right, exactly. Yeah, you
So,
can, whenever you're doing something that requires your attention, you can always just go to flush crawlers or something, or
yeah.
splash.
I feel like it kind of helps with your time management in a way because like I'm I'm gonna put it this way that like if you can put more output than what is desired of you or necessary of you and you can get it done quickly, then there's no reason to just get on to the next task and you know be eager to get on to new things. You just go to the pace that the rest of your team does and you game in the free time. So yeah, I don't know. It's a poor approach as an employee, but I get my work done, so it
Yeah,
doesn't make any difference.
yeah, exactly. Honestly, I kind of got lost for a second. I thought you were talking about RuneScape when you're saying go at the pace your team is, and I was like, oh, is free to play CC your team?
Oh jeez.
Um, but yeah,
I'd still be 1k EHP if I was going that pace.
hey, yeah. Honestly, you and Terra Throne are kind of going crazy at the moment. I feel like. I mean, you've been going ham for the past 3 years since you made that account. I feel like, but
Yeah, it's actually coming up on 3 years,
yeah.
I think in
Oh,
September.
okay,
So yeah.
not quite yet. Hmm. That's kind of insane. You have like, how much EHP do you have now? Like 7,000 or something? Feels like it's around there probably.
Jeez, I haven't even looked. Let me look. It's a good question. Yeah, we're at almost 6.8.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Oh, not even 3 years yet, and he's at 6,800 EHP.
Yeah.
Um, oh wait, where did my browser go? There it is.
Work from home definitely helps.
Oh yeah, you were definitely in a really good situation for playing RuneScape. I feel like.
Definitely.
Um, yeah. Also, I don't know what Autumn Elegy's doing IRL exactly, but he's also putting in like 70-hour weeks very consistently, it feels like.
Yeah, he's got a similar like work from home scenario. So when he's working, he usually just like woodcuts and fire makes, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that he does other skills that have a little bit more attention to them when things are slow at work,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's no reason to go overboard with with your work efforts, right? You just get what you need to get done, and then you're free to do what you want. So
Yep. Um, so Aaron Kruger asks, okay, this is kind of a general question, but I think I can maybe elaborate on it a little bit. He says, what do you guys think about the future of F2P OSRS? And I think maybe we'll think about the near future here. If you have any comments, I feel like I've talked about this in the past few videos already, but like the upcoming, what's it called again? Forestry and sailing, presumably, that it might be free to play in the future. We'll see. But what do you think on
yeah,
that?
to speak on that, Monday, what is the date there? The 5th of June, there's going to be a beta for forestry.
Oh God,
So I'm
I didn't
actually going to
know
log into the pay to play account
that.
to kind of just test stuff out, see how tree mechanics work, especially with like two-tick oaks. I want to see how long the trees stay up.
Yeah.
And I'd also really like to look into any of the different mechanics that might be around the campfire things, because there might be some use, or I don't know. I'm thinking you're probably going to make a campfire on an alt, and then your main gets the bonuses for certain things, but I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that scenario, and I don't know if I want to even go to those lengths. It's just really, it depends on how much of a pain it is. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to at least testing those things. I wouldn't mind the oak trees being up a little bit more, but if it goes the opposite way and they're down more, I'm going to be very frustrated that I didn't do wood cutting.
There's no way it goes down,
So
right?
yeah, like it's hard to say, right? So um, yeah, definitely one of those things that I want to look into. But I guess they said that they're not going to let us test the two-handed axes
Mm.
during the beta, so we'll still have to see what's going to go on with that.
Are those
But
free to play or
that's another thing. Like we just don't even know
they didn't
what
tell
we're
us?
going to be
Yeah.
given, really, right? Like we're going to obviously get the tree mechanics, and then I don't know what other things we're going to get with forestry.
Yeah.
Like we know a good portion of the pay to play things that are going to come, but we don't know what's going to be accessible to free to play, right?
Yeah.
So, and that seems to be like the same exact thing for sailing.
Mm-hmm.
They just did a core gameplay like modcast
Mm-hmm.
on Discord today,
Mm-hmm.
and I couldn't get any answer of if it's going to be free to play or not, and it just got a whole bunch of downvotes by people in the Discord because thing be free to play, no, bad.
Yeah.
So they're not going to even answer the question because it's not of interest to enough people. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I haven't listened to that new one. I listened to the old one about the mechanics of sailing. I mean, it wasn't really that interesting, honestly. It was just like talking about how you move on a boat and like the sizes of the boats. It was kind of boring, but yeah, I don't know. So I've mentioned this in my videos, and I think I mentioned it to you probably, that and when they pulled it in 2015 or 2016, whenever it was, they did specify that it would be free to play at the time. So, and I
yeah,
also said to Tanner, I was watching one of his streams recently, and he was saying he really hopes it isn't going to be free to play. But I told him, like, I feel like that the fact that it's a brand new skill would make them want to try and reach out to like the people who have given up on RuneScape and have quit but want to come back to try out the new skill. So I think it would make
yeah.
sense that it would be free to play, but
I'm
I
sure
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
it would probably get a lot of like all the good stuff, or the real appeal of the skill would end up being pay to play, right?
Mm,
Like you could still sail and do like very rudimentary stuff in free to play, but like major combat encounters and stuff like that within sailing, those would probably be members only, right? And like just the fun and enjoyable things out of it really would probably end up being pay to play,
yeah,
or you know, the fun to the casual player
right.
that's going to be coming back, right? So, um, I wouldn't mind it being free to play, but I also do feel like we basically get to play old school RuneScape
Yeah.
playing free to play. So like I'm not for or against it.
Mm,
Like I could go without it, but I could also see myself enjoying it.
yeah.
So
Same. I
either way is good for me.
I think obviously adding another whatever 1,000 hours on top of 200 all is not ideal, but I also don't mind the new content sometimes as long as it's not disrupting the basis of how we play the game, i.e. forestry. So um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I wonder what's going to come of that because I'm very interested in what those things are going to do for changing, and I'm about to finish fire making, so I have no idea what skill I'm going to get on to next.
right,
So maybe it'll be woodcutting if forestry is
yeah.
a positive change. But
I really hope
yeah.
not.
Yeah, I think that's your last gatherer to go. So um yeah, they're just gonna make it quicker for you.
Yeah, but quicker might come at a cost of playing several alts is my obvious concern. I
Yeah,
appreciate the
I mean,
skill as it is currently, so
I don't think that's ever gonna be necessary.
you don't
And
think
like
so?
I think that goes down to another sense of like to what lengths and like extremity do we really need to include with EHP rates?
Mm,
And
yeah,
like there's a lot of things there that like even right now like you can't really do the mining method. There's just so many bots
really?
with prayer. Yeah,
Mm,
it's just insane. So it's it just kind of feels like certain things are just not really feasible a lot of the times. And yeah, I don't know. I think our EHP is a little catered to four players type thing,
yeah,
which doesn't really leave room for good competitive nature when people don't play to that kind of caliber.
yeah, yeah. It is kind of unfortunate they didn't listen to any of our feedback in regard to the whole skilling in the wilderness situation. It's kind of stupid they unintentionally nerfed our entire mining method.
Yeah, I I still don't understand what that did for PvP. Like you could still be attacked before that
Yeah,
update came up.
you could, yeah. So
All it's doing now is saying you cannot mine now because you're in combat. It's like I could still have just died
yeah, exactly. I
while still mining the rocks.
trust me,
Like,
I've experienced that many times.
but
So
like it just doesn't make any sense. I don't really understand it. Like I would understand it if like it was still like the old way of, you're kicking all basically made it that you're in combat. You cannot be ragged. You
yep.
cannot be attacked.
Hmm.
I get that. That's unfair,
Hmm.
right? But the way it was right before that update is perfectly fine.
Mm, yeah,
I don't see what benefit it really does other than rag skillers.
right. So I just want to mention that that mechanic that was previously in place with the being able to not be attacked by anyone, basically, that was only introduced through, I think it was like something they added to like Dead Man. It was a long time ago, but before that, it was actually how it most recently was before. So,
Right.
but
Yep.
yeah, So, yeah, the future of free to play, to answer your question, uh, is unclear, but hopefully it won't be too terrible, ideally. Um, so we're 15 minutes in. I typically like these to be pretty short, but I think for this type of conversational episode, we'll continue it for a little bit. Freck and I also just wanted to bring up an IRL topic for the ending conclusion part of this video. Him and I both met up in Toronto last year. I think it was in like August, maybe. I can't even remember at this point. Is that right? August?
Sounds about right. Yeah. I'd have to go look at like Instagram or when my girlfriend posted a photo of us or something.
Yeah, so
But yeah, about that time. It was like late summer, early fall type weather, so it was pretty warm there.
Yeah,
when we were there. So
yeah, I don't think we've talked about it at all in any videos or anything. We've talked about it to friends on Discord, but we thought we'd mention it in a video. So yeah, my girlfriend and I met up with Freck and his girlfriend. We had a good time. My girlfriend and I are both architecture students, so we appreciate the arts, and I think Freck's girlfriend is also an artist of some sort. I'm not really certain on that, but she appreciates it.
Yeah, she took fine art at school.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah. So we went to a few art museums and things, but do you want to recall your experience at all?
Yeah, no, it was really fun. Like, I mean, we definitely walked around Toronto a lot. That was one of the things that I tend to end up walking a lot whenever I go anywhere. So like that can always be a little bit of exhausting, but I love food, right? So going to like different places for food together was fun. And it's unfortunate that we did not get Taco Bell together while we were in Toronto.
We tried.
Because we met up. Well, yeah, we met up at that like little mall plaza and whatnot. But
what was the reason? Was it like not even open or something?
The Taco Bell was closed or something.
And it said it was open? I feel like that's what the case was.
Yeah, it was really weird. I think like we were there an hour after when they're supposed to open, but they weren't open. And like it was all under construction there as well, so like that might have been one of the reasons as to why. But yeah, that was a little unfortunate. But I think we had a pretty good time. I thought it was enjoyable. We got to do some fun stuff, and we also got a free drink night.
That was hilarious.
At a crazy spot. So that was pretty fun. I didn't know that thieving was a free to play skill. So
yep. To give some context, so I'm trying to recall that night in particular. I think Cassie and I both went, or we had I think we brought along a little bit of vodka and some mixers, so we had that at the hotel, and we Ubered to this. We met up at this restaurant. I think the reason we went there was because somebody saw it on like TikTok or something, like your girlfriend, or is that what the case was?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And then so we went there, and it was we couldn't even go inside where the interesting part of the restaurant was, so we ended up eating outside. So we were a little disappointed on that, and then the food was also like really expensive too, so that was a little disappointing. But then we also had in mind going to this Tiki Bar down the road. So we walked there. It wasn't too far. And then we got seated outside again because the inside was completely full, so we had to wait outside for a while.
We were there on a Friday in Toronto.
Yeah,
and
that's
we didn't
fair, but...
we didn't schedule anything, and we didn't like get any reservations, so we were just like screwed the whole time.
Yeah,
but
it was okay. It worked out.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was we were outside. We got a volcano bowl, I think is what it was called, and we shared that.
Neat.
And then we eventually got seated inside. I think we even ordered like a couple more drinks outside too, or something like that, right?
Yeah, we had a good number of drinks outside.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3, and then we got seated inside, and then we only ordered like one drink, I think, at that point, because it was kind of getting late. Oh, I should have gotten the photos I took and you took prepared and like put them on the video, but
Oh, you should have.
I could
Yeah,
pause the
those
video
were good.
and get them ready to put, because I don't know how to put
You could
photos.
edit them in after.
I know, but I don't know how to do that. I don't have any good editing
Oh,
software, so
okay.
I have to do it in OBS. I can do that quick. I'll just pause the video real quick and we'll put up some photos. Okay. All right, we have photos. Image number 1 is me walking with my girlfriend's purse, and she's right behind me all of a sudden. Hello. So I think she just said like, "Can you hold my purse for a moment?" And I did, and then Freck took a picture of me with it. So that is
Yeah, I don't think that he was prepared for that picture to be taken. He just kind of like glances over at me, and I just snapped the picture immediately. So
so that's on the internet now. Image number 2, us walking up staircase designed by Frank Gehry. Very cool.
yeah,
If anyone knows, yeah, I know. If anyone knows Disney Concert Hall, that architect is who we're talking about. Or Bilbao in Spain.
I think the like down on the ground floor.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. Geez, now I'm gonna miss the name of it. Oh, the TV show Hannibal had a scene right there at that museum as well. So
Yep.
it's pretty neat.
Good show.
Yeah.
All right. Image number 3 is Freck and I sitting in like $4,000 chairs. They're called the Wasley chairs. I at the time I told you they were designed by Wasley Kandinsky, but that's definitely not the case. I think they were designed by Charles and Ray Eames. That could be wrong as well. I looked it up afterwards and I can't remember now. Should probably look it up. Doesn't really matter. It's designed by some architect designer. Anyways, and then,
They were kind of neat chairs though.
yeah, definitely. It was. We found this like random, like art gallery, and it was like
It was
very
right
small.
beside the museum.
Yeah, we just went in, so it was cool. And the last image is just me standing in front of. I think this is an art school. I think I don't know what it's called though. It's got these like colored pencil shaped support beams that are very haphazard looking, and there's also an art store underneath of it, which is right behind me in this photo. So that's what that is. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. After we had gotten our drinks outside, we went inside, ordered one drink or so, and then they came with the check. Oh, I should have brought. That's what I was actually looking for. Was the picture of me sitting
You were
in that,
looking
like,
for the
throne.
picture of you in the,
I can't-
in the
I didn't
throne
even-
at the bar.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I'll put like an imager in the description of the video. How's that? So if you want to look at that picture, I'll link it in the description.
Yeah, that's a good photo though.
Yeah. So that was me sitting in a this like throne that they had at the restaurant. So they gave us the check, and there was only one drink
one drink
on the check. So we were like, okay. So we definitely had spent like at least over 100 Canadian dollars at that restaurant.
It was probably like 150.
Yeah,
drinks
between
in
like
total.
each of us too.
Yeah.
And we ended up spending like 10 maybe.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
We're like, okay, we'll take it.
We kind of felt bad before we were leaving. We were like borderline thinking, do we say something? And then we decided that we were going to level up the evening. So.
Not our fault.
No, I mean it really wasn't. So, but yeah, we ended up leaving that bar, and we ended up walking far away before we ended up grabbing our Ubers to go separate ways, because we did not want them to come out and be like, "Hey, you guys didn't pay."
I doubt they would have noticed.
Because
They're really busy.
we
so.
technically did pay.
Yeah, we paid.
We only paid for what they actually put on the bill, though. So, yeah, no, that was an interesting interesting scenario.
Definitely interesting. That
Yeah,
was a good night.
yeah. I think a lot of the food places we went were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good food
Mm-hmm. That
as
chicken
well.
sandwich I
So,
had at that one place was so good. I'm never gonna forget that
uh,
chicken sandwich.
was that the first spot where we first met up?
Yeah, yeah. It was in like the
Yeah,
mall.
yeah, Cactus Club
Cactus
Cafe.
Club.
Yeah, they have
Solid,
good food there.
solid chicken sandwich if you're ever in Toronto.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back soon. I know there's some concerts I want to go to in like July-ish or
Mm-hmm.
so. Wouldn't mind going down there, and I'd probably go into that same restaurant and get food.
Yep.
So
Yep. We gotta do it again sometime.
definitely, and I mean, I need to come down towards you as well, so
Mm-hmm. That'll be
that'd
fun.
be that'd be ideal.
All right, so that'll probably be it for the video. I think it's been long enough, maybe 20, 25 minutes. I'm not really sure, but thank you guys for watching. Probably we'll do more guests in the future, hopefully. I just thought it would be a nice way to mix it up. But we'll probably also do a podcast soonish, hopefully. I haven't set up anything for it, so we'll see. But I'm not really doing anything right now, so I have the time for these things. So that'll be
Yeah,
nice.
more podcasts and more people in free to play voice.
Yep.
Let's go.
That would be nice. I feel like Charles hasn't been in a while. Actually, I saw him tag everyone in Discord the other day for voice, but
Yeah, he just always ends up tagging at like the worst time.
I
It's like
know
a weekday at like midnight.
it's like a
I'm
weekday at
just
like
like,
2 a.m. or something. Yeah,
like, yeah, I'm asleep, dude.
yeah.
I'm an old man.
So that's gonna be it. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.